All right, I am here with Oxyknows, and we're gonna do something different. We're gonna do like an interview style of how we were inspired to start our accounts. So, if you'd like to introduce yourself or say anything further.
Yeah, nice to meet you. It's an amazing, opportunity to share, a brief summary about my journey. And one of my motivation is to enhance, personal growth, development, and also explore, different lifestyle by, documenting and also, doing reviews
Hmm.
as someone who is motivated to storytelling and also meeting new people, culture, and diversity.
Yeah, I
So
like
I'm Oxynos.
that.
That's my handle.
So we have a list of questions, but I'm curious about your answers to them too. So I think we can just go like back and forth, right?
Yeah.
So, if you'd like to ask the first question.
Yeah. So, what really inspired you to, start your journey in content creation? And when did you realize, it's time to get serious?
Um, okay, my inspiration, I had just quit my job in high school and I was ready to just start something new. I like left a lot of the things from my past behind, past relationship, past job. And I thought, okay, it's time to take the next step because I just wasn't growing where I was anymore. So I thought, okay, what do I want to do in the end? Like, I'm just focused on what I'm doing now, but what do I want to do long term? And I knew I wanted to be a psychiatrist. And my main inspiration for that was I'm interested in mental health and helping people work through their problems. So I thought, okay, I don't have to wait for the next 12 years to do that. I can start now. So that's when I started my channel, the Gen Z Guru. You actually saw me on my personal account,
Yeah, I
but
did.
yeah, but the Gen Z Guru, because I just wanted to get a head start, I guess, because I'm already helping my friends. I thought, why not just put the information out there and people can take it or leave it. And I realized I should take it seriously very recently, actually, like probably 6 months ago.
Oh,
Because at first I just was doing it for fun because social media used to be something that you just, you posted whatever and it was like, okay, for fun. But then I just realized that it's a way to build your career. It's a way to build a platform. Like it's actually a lot more influential now than ever. So, I like to combine that with my future degree.
that's very interesting, and it sounds very promising as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Actually, one of my inspiration, is to share wisdom, knowledge, and also, give stories of my experiences in different locations that I've been and friends, like you said, one of my motivational factors as well to, combine and, come up with ideas of giving like storytelling, sharing ideas and opinions based on, you know, my motivational triggers, the factors that enhance my ability to keep pushing through despite, life challenges, finishing, college and traveling to a different destination to kind of further my career. So it seems like every day I'm learning. So I see every day as a learning opportunity to create a room for improvement in whatever I do. So that's one of my, know, inspiration to create content as well.
That's a good philosophy. You've been doing it for a while. How do you stay so consistent and, motivated to motivate?
Yeah, so I always listen to other podcasts and also I read, articles sometimes based on, normal life, events. normal opportunities that present themselves in form of scenarios where you have people traveling to certain destinations and they will come back and they will give their stories. They'll be like, hey, I encountered this and that. And I'll be like, oh, I love traveling. Okay, what do I love more than traveling? I like food.
Yeah.
So, so if I eat, then I remember, okay, I have to work out, I have to play football, and all those attributes, kind of match together to keep me going
No, I like
and
that.
be on track as well. So sometimes I feel very lazy, then sometimes I will kind of scroll on my phone. I'll see other people being active. I'll be like, oh, I like that. Then people around me, I'll be like, oh, the clock keeps moving. If the clock keeps moving clockwise, it doesn't go backward. That means I have to keep, you
Hmm.
know, not trying to like compete or catch up, but try to be on track. Even if it's 1% increase a day, it means a lot to me. So I always think, okay, the clock is moving clockwise. It doesn't stop. If I take long nap, it continues clicking. If I
Hmm.
take a brief nap, at least I've utilized my time, then time management helps me as well.
Yeah. You keep
Yeah.
the momentum going. That's good.
Yeah. Thank you.
All
So,
right.
when it comes to creativity, how do you differentiate career, your career energy, and your own personal energy in terms of the way you operate? How do you differentiate both?
That's a really good question. I think everything that we do has a little bit of our personal energy into it. Like even in cooking, you can tell when something's made with love because the food
Yeah,
will taste better. Yeah. So I think I try not to. It's a hard line because on one hand, you don't want to just make everything like a personal diary, but at the same time, you have to know when to use your personal experiences if it's going to help and like connect to the topic. I'm not going to say that I fully know when to do it and when not to do it, but I just try to think like, okay, if how does this help anybody? How would this be of use to anybody? And if I can answer that question, and it's not just like, oh, this is something that I should really just be journaling about and like reflecting on versus something I should share, then that's how I kind of separate it is can this help somebody? Because if I feel like if it can help somebody, then, if it's a little more personal or if it's a little more on the creative side, then it doesn't matter. It can just go out there. But I think that in general, the creativity part of things, I feel like I've always been creative. Like I always got drawn to hobbies that involved creativity. Like I used to make jewelry. I liked to bake, but I wanted to do it in a different way. So I had like these little jars with bows on it. And so I tried to make it
yeah,
look cute. So I feel like creativity is just something that I think everyone has it, but you just tap into it. And I think that when you get inspiration, you use your creativity to send your message. And then with that, it's going to have a little bit of a personal touch. Like even just the way you convey the message, you like put your personal into it. So I just try to make it relevant to people as much as I can.
thank you so much. So, what are your regular routines like every morning? What motivates you to do what you do best every morning when you wake up?
That's a good question. Um, Well, my morning routine changes so much. I'd like to keep it consistent and the same, but it really just depends on my classes. Like, I try on an ideal morning. When I wake up, I try not to touch my phone. And it's hard, but I try not to touch my phone. I like to journal, do breath work. Sometimes I do EFT tapping. So, like, you go like this and that, and you say things that you want to release, which that's like such a good somatic way to release stuff. Definitely recommend. I'll do There's this thing where you just like stare into an object for a certain period of time. You practice it over and over, longer each time. I'll try to do that because I notice that if I don't do things like that throughout the day, I'll be trying to multitask. Like, I'll be working on something, and for no reason, there has to be something in the background playing, like a song or a video or something, and I just can't like be on one thing. So that's my morning routine is definitely focused on whatever it is that I feel like is imbalanced for me that day. And I feel like the night routine matters equally as much. So whatever's bothering me, that will be what I address at night. And then in the morning, I curate whatever, journal prompt or the specific type of breath work I do to alleviate that. But if I don't have like, I like to also have a plan because doing all that is great and like helps me, regulate. But if I don't have something that I know I want to work towards that day, then it's kind of hard to be motivated to get out of bed. So I just pick one thing and I do that the previous day, one thing that I know for sure I want to complete, whether it be like a certain number of videos or if I have classes, then obviously it'll be like studying for those or running errands, anything, just something to complete. And it could even be as small as a walk because
Yeah,
obviously, you need to have
that's
breaks
true.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's your
that's
morning routine?
wonderful. Yeah, I make sure the night before I have like I use my phone note app. I have like plans and bullet points for the next day. So I'll know that, okay, I'll sleep probably late or early. I know that my alarm clock is set. So when I wake up, I do, sometimes morning manifestation of some quiet relaxation sound, like music, to kind of relax me. Then after I, clean up, then I do some workout, even if it's for 10, 15 minutes, like cardio. Then I go back and check my notes. So I don't forget, and I'll check my notes and I will follow my checklist for the day. So I think morning meditation helps me to kind of stay motivated, and it helps to align my energy as well for that particular day.
Yeah.
So that keeps me going by maintaining the same pattern of morning routines.
Meditation is definitely a cheat code. I love that.
Yeah, and sometimes you know a cup of coffee helps to kind of boost the energy and kind of help to keep me awake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like growing up, who were your biggest like people you look up to, your role models?
Well, okay. When I was little, my biggest role model was definitely my dad. Both my parents are very successful, but I was just like particularly close to my dad. So definitely him. He always was grind, grind, grind mode, like getting stuff done, very logical, not very on the emotional side. So I feel like, naturally as a girl, I have more of the like intuitive feeling type side, but my dad was able to balance that out, I guess, because I was just very logical. I don't know if you've ever done the like MTV, whatever those tests, the personality tests. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had gotten, I had gotten, I think it's ISTJ or like it's called the logistician, and I was getting that same one until I was like 16, and then it changed. But yeah, just to say, he definitely helped me stay grounded and be logical and know how to work towards something. So a lot of my like I guess ambition came from how he raised me. And then when I got a little older, because I feel like we veer away from our parents and get into other figures, I didn't really have anyone I looked up to other than my dad until I was like 18. I looked up to just random. social media like influencer types. I looked up to Leo Skepi, especially because like we were both from Pensacola and I just saw so many similarities and things that he said to what like I've said to my friends and I was like, okay, this is like crazy similar. And Liz, Wizard Liz. I can't say like I'm super, consuming their content anymore, but when I was, definitely those two, more Wizard Liz for like she was like the feminine figure, and then Leo Skepi was the masculine figure. So that's kind of like my two main role models, other than obviously, family. And yeah, honestly, now I want to say it's kind of just everyone. You like look around and I feel like everybody
Yeah,
has something that you could learn from. Even
that's
people who like we think
right.
did, so much wrong. Like everyone has something that they're good at, something that they're smart in. So you just try to like, I don't know, just use what you have around you to the best that you can. So like you can choose to focus on all the bad, but try to find one good thing in everybody and learn from it to build yourself up. So everyone's a role.
That's amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. My role model was, my dad as well, because I learned to be patient from him, and he's reserved, not really an extrovert or an introvert. And he always taught me to be patient and also, you know, avoid overthinking as well. If there's a challenge, sit down, study the problem, do some research, get some mentorship, and also try to solve it. Even if you fail once, that doesn't mean that's the end. Keep trying until you know you get it right. And he also, tells us to also know the difference between what's right and what's wrong. All we need is a reminder. Sometimes we try to do certain habits that are otherwise. Then sometimes all we need is a reminder. We're like, oh, I need to probably substitute this bad habit with a good habit, just to kind of, make it easy to avoid certain, like, challenges growing up. Sometimes you have peer pressure from friends, and sometimes you just remind yourself why, you know, you started and where you come from, and how your activities, your habits affects others around you. So he really taught me. I look up to, my dad. And my mom. She's more of the disciplinary side of things. Don't do that.
Yeah.
If we do otherwise, we have special, time out. You know, so both of them were role models. So yeah. I also watch wrestling, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. So he's a motivational factor for me when it comes to figures like that. He keeps the momentum, the energy going, and yeah, he's also a role model. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. I always watch his wrestling since elementary school.
Oh
We
well.
used to have like stickers of the wrestling when we eat, like bubble gums, candy. They have stickers. Then we put those wrestling stickers on our school notebooks. And we'll be like, yes, I want to be a champion when I grow up.
Oh, that's nice.
So, yeah.
Loyal fan. So the overthinking part, how
Yeah.
your father taught you about how to help with that, I think that would be very helpful for everyone to learn because I also struggle with overthinking. So do you have
Oh,
any,
really? Okay.
yeah, what is your advice to people who overthink?
Yeah, it's okay to process certain, thoughts. And it's also okay to vent, like have conversations with friends, family, even strangers. And it's also important to leave our immediate environment. Go to the park, take a walk, you know, go hiking, go shopping, go to the mall, take a walk, see people, breathe, get fresh air out there. Then, when it comes to the overthinking part of it, don't stretch a particular thought process. It's very good to kind of put a limit. I'll be like, okay, I have a flight that was cancelled and I was supposed to attend an examination at the city that I was going, where the university was. The flight got cancelled. The train station shut down that evening. So I was stressed. Then I now realize if I keep thinking about it all night, it will affect my sleep. I won't be able to have the energy to proceed with my commute the next day. Then I decided to kind of cut off thinking about it, listening to some music, give myself a break, watch some movie, get some sleep. So that kind of it broke the stretched time frame of thinking about the same issue. So that's an example. So I think try to don't think about it for a long period of time.
Mhm.
Do something, an activity that will substitute the time that you use to kind of think consistently of, or about an issue. So it's just to apply little effort to identify those triggers. Because sometimes we might be thinking about a situation, then it will make us, upset. Then instead of doing that, watch some comedy. Give yourself a break, do an activity, or kind of sit down and write down all the blessings that you've achieved in the
Mhm.
last 6, 12 months. Write down the positive part of your journey. So that will expose you to be appreciative of the good part of life. Good health, you wake up, you're able to see, hear, you're able to walk, you're able to think.
Mhm.
That's an ability. So you'll be grateful for those little things. So that will give you more boost to have confidence and faith as well. And don't look at the problem as a problem.
Mhm.
Look at it as a challenge,
Mhm.
because the definition of challenge is an obstacle that is meant for us to overcome,
Yeah.
which takes effort, little process, 1% a time, one step at a time, 1%. It adds up. Then you see, you're able to overcome that obstacle that is referred to as a challenge. So that's a very nice question.
That's
Thank
definitely
you.
that's solid. Yeah. I like that you say don't look at it as a problem, look at it as a
Yeah,
challenge because perspective is everything. One person can look at all those things that happened and use it as like justification for being, angry at everyone or, doing things that they don't want to be doing. Or you could use it as motivation to like grow stronger and build tougher skin and, not repeat the pattern, not continue the cycle. It's like you stop your rumination and you replace the bad thoughts with positive thoughts. It's kind of like what I say for people who are going through heartbreaks and they're kind of thinking over and over about all the conversations that happen. And you just kind of have to interrupt the thought and replace it with something positive. Or if, people are saying things about themselves that are not nice, like, oh, I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm that. You interrupt the thought, replace it with something positive, and eventually the first thought will be something positive, not negative, because you like retrain your brain to look at it from this side. So I like that.
that's very important. And if I may ask, what you, when you think about your future in what you do, both personally and maybe professionally, what vision do you have for yourself in the next 2 to 5 years from now?
Well, in the next 2 to 5 years, I see myself being very stressed because I'm going to be in medical school. But more like long term from that, the vision I have, I definitely want to feel empowered. I see myself feeling empowered and feeling like I'm contributing to like the overall consciousness of society in some type of way. Like I don't see myself just having a job or having, something that I do to earn money and live. I see myself having community and being a leader for the community and also, learning from everyone around me. And professionally, I definitely see myself with my own practice, my own clinic of some sort. But I'm the type of person where when I create something, I don't want to create something that already exists. I want to create something that doesn't exist yet. So even like when I would do my little small businesses and stuff, I always tried to put a twist on it and make something that didn't already exist. So I definitely want to open some type of clinic, but I believe in more holistic approaches to things. So I'd want to combine my future medical knowledge with more of the natural
Yeah.
and mindset,
That's
lifestyle,
brilliant.
whole body approach. Yeah.
Wow, that's a big vision. And I wish you good luck on that. And I'm very proud of you because when it comes to, helping people, helping humanity, I think health plays a big role in, helping our existence and also kind of it's like a fuel that keeps us going.
Mm.
It might be in different forms, like you said, holistic approach. So, what do you uh, mean by holistic approach?
Yeah, I will answer that real quick. I just have to say that apparently you have to pay for Zoom. So we only have 9 more minutes of the free Zoom.
Okay,
So, just
okay,
I didn't know that they changed that. But what I mean by
okay,
holistic approach, yeah. Holistic, okay, so whole body, like I want to have some focus on, meditation, journaling, that type of work, some focus on more like diet because, certain things can amplify different mental things like ADHD. If you eat a lot of sugar, you're going to be more hyperactive. So that's going to feel like you've worse ADHD symptoms. And, it could also, too much caffeine, especially first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, might make you feel even more anxious if you're somebody that already has anxiety. So changing those, habit lifestyle changes first, the going from in before we start putting things going from within before we start putting medications and all of these artificial things in to solve the problem because yes, some things you will need medication, but I feel like maybe I'm speaking for everybody, but I feel like people would rather find a way to do things naturally. I don't know about you, I'd rather eat a carrot than take a bunch of pills. Yeah, I definitely want to address every part, the mind, the body, the spirit, energy, have like a room that's maybe more spiritual practice, like how there's churches, but maybe something that's more like I guess, spiritual, not constrained to just one belief system, but more so like just generalized, energetic, like having faith in something, but not, saying that it has to be this or that. It's just, having trust in whatever's out there. That's why in my videos I always say the universe, because by definition, the universe is everything in existence, both known and unknown. So it's just, a place where I want to say it's kind of like a spa, like a med spa, but a mental one.
mental.
Yeah.
That's very promising. And if you could give one message to someone who feels stuck or uninspired, what
Mhm.
will be, what will you tell them?
I would say just do something. Pick something and do it. You don't have to be sure about it. You don't have to feel like this burning passion to do it. There's not always going to be that, feeling in your body that you're like, yes, this is right, even though that's nice to have. You're not always going to feel that, especially in the beginning. I can't say that I felt that with a lot of the things that I started, but now that I'm getting closer and closer to the finish line, as close as I can be, it feels I'm starting to really like feel and see the future that I'm envisioning. So I would say, we know for sure that you'll feel stuck if you're not making any, moves, if you're not taking any
Effort.
action. Yes. So you might as well take some action. And even if in a few months you realize this isn't for me, let me do something else, it's not wasted time because you at least learn something from putting effort towards whatever it was that you put effort towards. So it's always better to just do something than to just stay stagnant waiting for a strike of like complete clarity because that is likely to come later when you've already started rolling the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was really informative, educative, and motivational as well.
Yeah.
I'm, I'm happy to get these constructive answers and also, sharing your stories, which will go a long way in, changing lives and motivating people to make good choices and decisions, and also identify the triggers that make them to do what they do, and also, like you said, appreciate the universe, and also keep, and maintain a holistic, healthy lifestyle. So that's really amazing. I'm really happy to
Yeah.
learn about, your ideas, and also share my ideas as well.
Yes, I was happy that we did this meeting. I feel like there's new perspectives, more to
Yeah,
think about, more to learn. So,
that's
yeah, thank you, Oxyknows. And
thank you as well.
I will be posting this on my accounts, which are the Gen Z Guru or that Gen Z Guru on Instagram.
Yeah, Gen Z Guru. Yeah,
Yes, I can't wait
that's
to.
a very amazing name, and it goes a long way in, creating the awareness of, the contemporary world. Now you have the digital
Mhm.
world where you do stuffs, on the internet, gadgets. So it's very accessible to, and very convenient to relate with your content as well. So I'm really happy
Yeah,
we
I'm
found.
glad we found each other. So, thank you so much.
Thank you,
And
Gen Z Guru.
yes, thank you, Oxyknows.